addicted to learning from people um, that are where I want to be. So I'm addicted to it. So whenever I'm around someone that is where I want to go in life, like I don't talk about anything other than the foundational principles of how they got there. Like I just want to talk about just that, like the real meat of their life, right? And I began to notice a trend that every single real success, not tuck shirt in with a Gucci belt showing. I'm talking about like legitimate real success, like real, like to the kind of wealth where, so true story. I want to say it was after, no, it wasn't after one of these, but it was about like the Friday after the last one of these. I called my mentor to ask him a simple question. I was looking at properties, right? A simple question about, should I get this building to rent for my next studio or this building? He's answering that question and then says, hey Q, check your email. Because instead of renting, I just sent you one that you could buy. And it's a good rate, it's on sale for only $700,000. And so I was at the kitchen table and my wife was across from me and I said, and she's like, I said, yo, it's on sale for how much? Like 700,000. So like we put 70,000 down in cash and then we just do the renovations over time. And I said, I have to have like $70,000 to move in. He's like, I mean, but that's a great deal, man. We'll get over how crazy that is in a second, but that's just how they talk. Like they talk in a way where like it's just mind blowing, right? And so that's how all of them are. But all of them are extremely exclusive to who they spend their time with, and they actually look forward to people that fall off. They don't take offense to it. They look forward to it. T.D. Jakes says, I don't start any friendship that I can't sustain. So if you back out of my life, that's one less person I have to call, one less person I have to text, one less person that I have to make time for. So he doesn't take it offensively he looks at the opportunity of every single time the wrong person falls off, it gives me an opportunity to spend more time with the right person. So if they don't like you at your best, they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. And a lot of times we enable those kind of people in our lives. Like I talk to so many people and I ask them, when was the last time they called you, text you, or came over just to see how you were doing? If the people that want to ask about when are you going to throw open house, or why wasn't I invited, did they help you move? If they're conscious, you got a new crib. That means they were conscious that it takes work moving into it. Do they just want to celebrate now that you're in? Or were they actually there to help you put in the work to get in? Did they ever consider, if you moved into this new apartment, you had to pay 2 months rent? Do you need some extra money in the meantime? Or do they just want to come over and party? So when you actually look at the people that fall off, you have to change your mentality of being offended and look at the opportunity that it's presenting. And that's just what I've learned to do. Like I love I love when people don't like me anymore. Like it's one less fake birthday party I gotta go to, fake gift I gotta buy, fake text I gotta send. Like she will tell you, I take great joy when a person doesn't want to be my friend anymore, because literally, like it frees me up to be in a good emotional and mental space to think of events like this. If I was entertaining and being around people who just want me to be what they want me to be, I wouldn't be free enough to do the things that other people need me to do. So you just got to change your mentality from the offense of it to really, really focusing on the opportunity of it, and then really realizing that most successful people have that testimony. Most successful people have like 60% of their family they don't even bang with. Like legit, like not like I don't really talk to them a lot, like I don't talk to you, because they are distractors to their purpose. And they're leeches. They understand that they suck out either money, time, opportunity, or whatever. Like they literally, I'm talking about like cut off. Like you'd be surprised to hear some of these stories. Like Malia will tell you, we listen to a person that's worth hundreds of millions talk about how he does not talk to people that are extremely close to him. And I say, how do you cope with that? He said, I love my wife and my daughter with that same energy that I was supposed to be giving to them. and I move on. So you just got to look at it from an opportunity standpoint and not as being offended, because it's going to happen. I mean, I ain't going to go to the whole, if people didn't like Jesus, what do you think they're going to, that's true too. But I mean, like, it applies from way back in the day all the way until like right now. That's what, things to be mindful of as a person with ambition, all right? Please find people that can handle and appreciate all of your personalities. It talked about how ambitious people are bipolar, guaranteed. Across the board. People that are, I don't want to say non-ambitious because everybody's ambitious about something, but extremely goal-oriented people are all bipolar. It said it in the book. And there's actually another book about it that he mentioned in there to read, but they're all bipolar. And so it says sometimes they're quiet, sometimes they're talkative, sometimes they're insecure, sometimes they're confident, sometimes they're strategic, and sometimes they're nonchalant. You need to find someone that can handle you and that can love you in all of those phases. And so sometimes you get around people like, I love you because you're a problem solver. And then they present a problem that ain't in your wheelhouse, and you're like, I mean, no, but you always got to, like, you always give great advice. Like, Google it. No, like you always got, but then it's something else that's like a small thing to you, and they're like, I was just reading something about, and you like, ain't that big of a deal. So they're bipolar because sometimes they're nonchalant, and other times they're philosophical, right? Sometimes they just want to look out the window in the car. What's wrong? Nothing. And other times, you know what I mean? And then other times they want to turn the radio off and talk for like 2 hours straight. So you have to find people that can appreciate and love you in all of your personality traits. Can you say what's that?
It's like you just described me to a T.
100%.
But I think it's so necessary. And one thing that was a liberating experience when I had my first opportunity of working with Q. Mm-hmm. I laid out this project and I said, Q, I want to do this. And I just kept saying a lot of stuff. It was a lot of information. And I said, I'm sorry for all of the details. And it dawned on me once he said, it's okay. You're just passionate about what's like, he understood me. Mm-hmm. And so then when he was preparing me for success cycles, he gave me a paragraph. So this what you got to do, this what you got to do. This. So because he gave me that in exchange when I had my moment, now I'm like, oh, this my brother for real. Like, it literally feels like we've come from the same person because we think alike. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is very necessary because then it allows you to be free and flesh out what's inside of you for that particular project. Right. If you have someone around you who's like, no, bottle that in or slow down or I can't handle it, I don't know, then you kind of like, oh, well, I don't want to offend somebody. I don't know if you going, and then it's like, well, do I need to slow down? Mm-hmm. So now it's like, well, I'm ready to, let's go. Let's go to the finish line. Let's finish this project. And if you have people around you who are not on the same pace as you, it's like, I got to slow myself down for you. So then you turn off some parts of you. And I don't know about you, but I forget a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. So if I got to slow down for you, now I'm like, well, I just forgot the great idea that I was supposed to tell you. So just get this real quick, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think that is a very important part of our journeys. And then going back to rest and recharge, one thing that I've noticed, I don't know if you all get like dreams or visions when it comes to ideas and things like that. We're visionaries. So sometimes the next thing is in a vision. So when we rest, what do we get sometimes? We get dreams, we get visions. So if you're not sleeping, then how will you dream the next dream? Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's where our answer is. So it is very important. I just wanted to reinforce that. This panel 2, and I will be the Q in this moment. Amen. Married and being ambitious. How do I submit when I have more vision and ambition than my husband? I remember my mom saying, I think the wife needs to hear it. Like Q said, it's important, even the single ladies, while we're preparing, don't get comfortable. Because we get comfortable, and in a marriage, I've been seeing these marriages that are lasting over a lifetime, they're still dating each other. Mm-hmm. They're still finding ways to make it exciting, to make it, because if we're saying we're going to do this forever, You mean forever, ever? That means we got to do something cool. And then not just that, but I've noticed like some of my cousins, they'll get lazy. And my mom would say, baby, you got to pull that together. Go throw something on your edge. Just get some pro style or something. Get you some edge control. Go get your face done if you don't know how to do it. Sleep in it, do it overnight. Let them wake up to it, you know? So I just wanted to throw that out there because even sometimes when the other doc was talking about honoring the man, sometimes we don't know how to honor the man because we don't know how to honor ourselves. So just to speak to the single woman that is preparing for, because this is very good and challenging, but to speak to the single woman, if you're planning to get married, learn how to keep yourself, because we get lazy. I'm by myself. I'm good. Let me walk out here with a do-rag on. I don't got my wig on today, but we just going to keep these braids neat and solid. You know, but you got to do, who's out there? You know, who's out there that's looking for you? So I just wanted to throw that out there because I've had to challenge myself. I get lazy. I just want to wear hoodies and leggings all the time. Give me some J's and I'm good. But wait a minute. What if you're going into a room with where your husband is?
Right.
You know, so if he finds you that way, does that mean he got to adjust? You know, like how Q was saying, I'm looking for what I met you like, if that makes sense. So sorry, Dominique. How do you gracefully back away from pointless friendships and toxic family members that no longer serve a purpose in your current life?
Wow.
Let it go. Let it go. No, for sure let it go because it can be draining. Going back to the point that I said earlier, there's my bipolar syndrome as a creative person like we were talking about. But I definitely, like we were talking about fountains and drains, because when you're getting poured into, when you have something fresh, you want to be able to have like a mixture, a good flow. Like let it be a river. Like let this rock and be like vivacious, if you allow me to make up a word. So I totally agree with it. And then it sounds like a lot of us are faith individuals here. So if you allow me, if we're saying that we want to be like Jesus, Jesus didn't rock with the wrong vibe. He called Peter by the vibe that was using him. And he said, get behind me, Satan, because you making me stumble here. So if we were talking about Jesus ain't just always, hey, how you doing? Praise the Lord. This is my Bible. It is that ain't always him. It is, no, get thee behind me. I'm not rocking with you because you messing me up and you're knocking me off course. So it goes back to how you're flowing with what space you're in. Is it knocking you off course, not allowing you to be in purpose, like and completely fulfill that? So I definitely agree with, and even Doc said it earlier, sometimes it's the no that will save your life. And I think that that's one thing that I've had to learn because I was always seeking validation and just wanting people to feel like, oh, she's the good girl, she's sweet, or she's always giving. But I started giving so much that I didn't have enough life left for myself. And so it even goes back to like, sometimes we're building relationships off of whatever. And Bishop Jake said it before, but a pint cannot fill a gallon. And so sometimes we'll have these expectations on the wrong people, and all they have to give to fill my gallon is a pint. And I can't knock them for what they don't have to give. So I definitely think that it's so important to say no and to just say, listen, I like summers, you like winters. Let's just figure out what we're going to do. Let's communicate. I'll wear a scarf one day and you can come over to my city, you know? So I definitely agree with this has been amazing. So I agree.